So loading screen has started. Both of our players looking very intense. aLive seems to have a little bit better demeanor about him right now. Squirtle looking very disconcerted though. And we're in the game. So here in the top right-hand corner of Daybreak, we have our blue Terran player from Fnatic Great Call. It's aLive! I promise you he's there. Find it in just a second. There we go. And his opponent down to the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Our red Protoss player, and needing to come back 3 games in a row once again, it's StarTail Squirtle!
And Squirtle is in a very, very difficult place here once again, but compared to aLive, who is like, yes, those 2 wins is really going to help me a lot, because I have so much cushion for error here, and I would not be surprised if he just played a very standard game, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, goes into something else the next game here. Even Command Center first could be something that he could pull off.
All right, well, we'll see what exactly he can pull off here on this map. It is, once again, going to be a little bit difficult to pick up on proxy structures. A little bit of telepathy out of him the last time we saw these 2 match on this map, where aLive tried to put something over towards the 12 o'clock position, and Squirtle was able to pick up on it. We'll see if he has the same sort of success this go around, or if aLive is even planning on putting down that second barracks outside of his main.
Ooh, look at this. It looks like we do have Squirtle not building that gateway here,
Yeah.
so he's going to go Nexus first once again, taking that risk in. What a brave, brave decision here, considering, like, I think 3 times now we've seen double racks across the series now. So, on the first time we played here in the last series.
All right, so here we are now as that Nexus just about to go down. At least for his benefits, aLive is not putting down a second barracks, so he's not going to have to worry about a ton of pressure early on. We'll see how aLive wants to follow this up, though. He's had a couple of different responses. He's done a 5 racks follow-up to the 1 racks gasless Effie. He's gone into that little bit more standard 3 racks, double gas, prioritizing upgrades afterwards. We'll just have to see what path he goes down here soon.
But this is going to be really, really good now, of course, for Squirtle, who's going to be able to get this Nexus down completely uncontested. Maybe we may see aLive just try throw down a bunker anyway, try to get a couple Marines across. But the big, big problem with that is this is Daybreak. It's a very large map. The single Marine is going across anyway here. Maybe just chasing the pro away. Could go the full distance once the SUV scouts that Nexus, of course. The Marine could do quite a bit of damage if a bunker gets down here. Fnatic aLive now knows about it. What is he going to do? He continues to walk across with the Marine.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
He is just for the time being, but we'll see what else he plans to do in just a bit. Squirtle putting down just 1 gas after this. Some players will opt to go double gas after the Nexus first to give them a little bit more flexibility in tech, but he's prioritizing minerals, getting that cybernetics core, and making sure he's got a couple of units out there in case of any sort of early aggression.
Yeah, and he is credit pushing the Zealot out now, pulling some probes down. Doesn't want to take too many losses here. He actually can lose about 2-3 probes here and still be absolutely completely fine, but that does nullify that advantage, and there comes out the Zealot will chase this away. Really surprised there's not a second gateway come down just for defensive reasons, but there is a probe. If it just goes and pushes its way into the natural here, oh no, this is plenty because never mind, actually wasn't on the screen, but the depot wall was actually down for all that time there, but didn't go into the main base to scout out. Did get, though, the confirmation of that command center, and that's all he needs to know.
We have an unlikely adventure going on down towards the bottom of the map. The Zealot chasing after his Marine friends. Yeah. They're after some great treasure, for which I will not know. Unlikely foes coming together at last. And there's a few more Marines. He has to turn around now.
Yeah.
So let's see. 3 Marines being produced at a time right now for aLive. But of course, he does have gas down, so he will be moving into some upgrades. There's the first tech lab right away.
What are you doing, SCV? And he is entering the main base, is going to find, well, he doesn't see this, he only just sees the second gateway added on, so he knows that we are seeing a very greedy play. And he sees the Chronobus and the Nexus again here, so he knows exactly that this greed means there's no units. He doesn't need to even throw down a bunker. As we see, he's not wasting 100 minerals on a bunker at all, and immediately throws down that factory. Stim should be starting just a few seconds away here, and I would not be surprised if the 3rd gas comes down and just goes straight for this double medevac straight out. But before that, this small squad of Marines could do damage, especially if it, you know, picked off a Stalker, I was about to say.
Yeah, we saw Squirtle lose one of those in the previous set before while he was paying attention to something else. This time a little bit better control, making sure he keeps those alive. Oh, and it looks like he may want to engage us as well, coming up from the outside with those Zealots. One Stalker goes down, but a lot of the Marines have fallen as well, and they are trapped, so that Stalker running away as fast as possible.
And 2 sentries about to pop out, but he's done a lot of damage here. And it's really, even though the Stalker did go down and the second one took a lot of damage, he took the brunt away from the follow-up. You know, if he's going to go for 2 medivacs, he's going to go for a stim push, then he just lost like 8 Marines and more there. And because of that, he has to use that 100 minerals to throw down a bunker here. And we do see Double Forge coming down and a robotics facility, so completely standard play here coming out from Squirtle. aLive maybe actually threatened of any 6-7 gate play, which is quite standard follow-up from this.
Erring towards the more defensive, passive version of this, though, he's going to prioritize those upgrades, make sure he gets quite a bit going, dropping down a forward pylon, as we see from our observer, though, over towards the back of aLive's third. A couple of sentries coming in now, and he will have enough money to launch right into 1-1 if he so desires. Ooh, unfortunately, a probe gets shot down by the bunker up at the front.
And SCV tries to get in a no-go area for you, as these units do push out and take a little bit of map control. But the first 2 medivacs are on the way. Stim is almost completed. Let's have a look at the unit count. It's 12 Marines alone, but with 2 medivacs and an additional reinforcements coming, as well as 2 additional barracks, that's quite a force, to be honest. But Double Forge is coming down. If 1-1 completes before this cut, that's amazing. We do see 2 additional gateways coming down here as well, but he's not really working off that much of an army right now. The army supply is quite low currently here for Squirtle.
So the one pylon over on the right-hand side did get picked up on, but as we saw from our observer there, another pylon got placed down at the 12 o'clock position. The factory did see the probe going to place it, but nothing else afterwards. Big double drop coming from aLive, and we'll see if Squirtle is going to be in position for this, if he's going to be able to pick up on it. Doesn't have any units in position quite yet. Does have a pylon at the bottom, but it doesn't look like the medevacs are going to cross its vision.
Oh, he's out of position right now. There's nothing in the main base. Is he going to... Oh, he's actually walking some units up there just this few seconds, and he's going to spot it with the probe anyway. But he doesn't have enough yet. The Marines are going to land. They don't have combat shields, but they do have stim.
Yes, they do, and there's a couple of medevacs supporting as well. So units are making their way through. There's Guardian Shield to help ward against the ranged units out of his opponent. Zealot's doing a little bit of damage there, so the drop getting a little bit done as the supplies have even just a bit. But it looks like Squirtle is eventually going to be able to clean up this.
This is so good for Squirtle to clean this up. He doesn't get any medevac kills, but there's no third command center behind this. It's just 5 barracks. The third command center only just been thrown down. 5 barracks is just going to keep on reinforcing these units, and he gets a clear scout now and sees everything that's going on here. 1-1 has finished, and 2-2 is on the way. And again, we're in the same scenario where +1 has just started, and look how much of an advantage that gave Squirtle when we were back on Metropolis.
We've seen the situation a couple of times. You're absolutely right. The third base is coming down for aLive right now, but of course, his opponent is going to be able to have that super strong 2-base push with a couple of Colossi very heavily upgraded as well. And we're going to see if aLive's going to be able to hold that. He has a smattering of upgrades that are going to finish at about the same time, producing 7 bio units at once. I've got to tell you, Squirtle's looking pretty good.
And he's playing very, very greedy right now as well. We have 2-2 on the way, Blink and an Immortal and Robotics Bay. And because he's not spending any gas on his army, he's only got 3 sentries with limited amounts of force fields. So anything just straight up could do so much damage if it hits soon. But the problem is, aLive has no idea. He hasn't scanned, he hasn't scouted, he hasn't had the opportunity to see what this follow-up is. He does have the factory on the third base here, as you can clearly see, that now knows that, well, the expansion still isn't down at 12 minutes. That's actually pretty late for this scenario, considering this is Nexus first. He gets 50 probes to base saturation a long, long time away. Nexus does come down, and the Colossus are coming out, but the army supply is kind of equal right now, but a straight-up attack, man, would do so much damage right here.
And it looks like aLive's going to try a little more trickery, actually loading up 2 medevacs once again, cycling those around the south of the map. But again, Squirtle is in position. He's ready for this. He's got units up at the front as well to deflect a head-on attack at the same time. And we'll see how quickly he can pick up on it immediately. aLive forced to retreat.
And aLive has to find an angle to slow the Protoss player down here. With 2-2 finishing, it can start 3-3 momentarily here. Colossus production is out. aLive is just trying to find an area. He's moving around the map. Can I drop the main? Can I move to the third? Can I go to the natural? And every time it's shut down there, has to resort into expanding, will need to throw down additional barracks very, very shortly here, as the production is about to go out of control very shortly here for Squirtle, who will want to throw down even more gateways himself as his third base finishes.
All right, well, let's see here now as 3-3 not being started now. Extended Thermal Lance coming up instead, prioritizing those as he does get his next base up and running with a couple more gas geysers as well. So, aLive running out, taking control of the Zelnaga towers, but there's a big force running around the third. Therefore, Squirtle starting to push out just a little bit, take back over his half of the map.
He doesn't quite know about the Colossus yet. We can see that no Colossus have started. It does have a second star port, which is very, very smart, so you can start it rapidly, and is building or researching, sorry, that +1 attack immediately. But
yes.
Once again, that drop denied here. And this is looking very, very good here. And just solid defense with 2 control groups from main to third base has enabled Squirtle to sit in a very nice area. He's now taking gas from that third base and immediately will start the 3-3 upgrades as well as Thermal Lance on the way now. But the Ghost production's out, but is not going to help out against this Colossus production, which I feel is still gone unscattered. He just doesn't know. He thinks he's playing against Templar Archives and Storm very shortly. For the first time, they've just been revealed now. The 2 Colossus and 4 Vikings immediately come out, but is it a little bit too late?
I don't know. This Colossus push could hit pretty soon. We do have another few medevacs running around the north. Of course, the pylon did intercept that, so we'll see. Oh, yeah, well, definitely knows now as there's a couple of Marauders out there. Oh, he's trying to run on an intercept course, but I don't know if he has enough ground left available to him. He's going to have to get back there pretty quick. aLive, I don't think he's going to be able to get anything done with this drop yet again. One medevac goes down right away. Big advantage there for Squirtle.
And aLive was really panicking. Then he actually threw down like 3 turrets on his natural, actually canceled them straight after, realizing, I have double starports, double reactors. I don't need to do that. But with 3-3 finishing, look at the upgrades in the production tab right now. +2 attack just about to finish. +2 armor nowhere near finishing. So there's a big window of opportunity here for that damage to be dealt. And it looks like we're having hallucination. We actually may see some hallucinated Archons come into this, potentially. This actually could be a really nice strategic move coming down here. But one thing is for certain, when that 3-3 finishes, Squirtle knows his advantage in this game. He knows those upgrades are so pivotal, and he will be moving across that map.
Now, aLive still does have a quite strong army as well, and if he's able to position these Ghosts well, he still may be able to turn things quite around. I know that there's that aLive has a supply advantage, but the upgrades are heavily favoring Squirtle right now. He's been playing so solid, his macro has been on point, and he's ready to do some damage in just a bit as both players are about to max out.
And this is getting very tense right now. We do have +3 attack on the way, +2 armor finishing. The Vikings, though, that's the scary part here. They're actually at 11. We're still 4 being made every few seconds. But the big problem is that, or the big problem for Squirtle is he doesn't have Archons, and Archons and Storm are the key in helping bring these Vikings down. Yes, you can rely on Stalkers, but without that added splash damage, Vikings will survive longer. And Squirtle with 3-3 finish now, hallucinated Colossus instead, so the Vikings are going to target the wrong ones, but there is a turret there which will reveal them, but is he going to be able to break through?
I don't know, there's a lot of Vikings in the air, but yes, they are going after the wrong Colossi. Now finally the correct one's starting to go down. This is a huge bio wall that's out there for aLive, but it's slowly being pushed back by Squirtle, but now it's being overrun. aLive is starting to go after the front. Yes, they do have to land. They're going to land against those
Colossus comes in by surprise, and has to get straight back up again.
And it looks like that Colossus is going to fall very quickly. There it goes. Squirtle down to just his last few units.
Oh, it's incredibly tense right now. A bunch of Stalkers with Blink Guard being warped in. Let's have a look at the unit tab. 10 Marauders out, that's it. These Stalkers going straight for the third base. They could actually snipe so many SCVs. Even the orbital commands here. Marauders do come down to defend, but this is so... The Vikings get picked off here, which is pretty nice, but the Stalkers have used the blink and are in danger.
Yes, they are. The Stalkers have gone down. They are pretty fragile to the units that are out there, but now starting to blink up once again. Can he finally finish off this command center? SCVs pulled off the line. Squirtle slowly blinking back his hurt units, making sure that the healed ones are up in the front. Now going to blink back further and further so the Zealots can start to engage afterwards.
No way. There's way many Stalkers here. Look at this with good blink control. The SCVs immediately get melted, and oh my god, he's going to blink aggressively. Zealots do get walked in with Zealot charge. Can he get down these units in time?
I don't know. The supply is very, very equal for these two players. Of course, a bunch of SCVs did just go down for aLive, though, so his economy is suffering just a little bit. The Blink Stalkers, are they going to be able to compete against the reinforcements? aLive starting to push back Squirtle once again.
Oh, this is 3 base versus 3 base right now. No ultimate tech switches are coming out by Squirtle, who's going to go for it again. Remember, he killed so many SCVs. The income is, well, equal because of mules, but it will be low shortly when they go away. SCVs come in once again here, but it's just too many units now, too many medivacs.
Yeah, looks like it, but once again, Squirtle reinforcing pretty well. Looks like he's going to go for it. Charge launcher up at the front. He wants to engage. There's the blink in, very aggressive. Zealot's running around from the side, but the medivacs are healing up those SCVs and allowing them to buffer so much damage. The Zealot's going to try and charge in afterwards. Does Squirtle have enough?
I mean, in an ideal situation, he'd love to get the medivacs, but there's way too many of them, and the Marauders do survive again. Is he going to have enough money to warp in another round of Zealots here? I think it's getting a little bit too, oh my god, he has to return here. And what is his choice now? What does Squirtle do behind this? The Templar Archives gets thrown down, and he's immediately going to go over to Archons and so on. But look at this Doom Drop setup now. Only a single cannon. No Iron Templar, of course. This could actually be so bad.
61 workers to 25 right now. Squirtle just needs to survive for a while and let his superior economy go, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. This is so many units inside of his main right now, and he has nothing in position to deal with this.
Oh no, and everything, all the Zealots are getting filtered through the production. The gateway's getting turned off. aLive is in an amazing position. Does he have enough Marines to help doing the damage here? This is incredibly close. The medivacs will allow the Marauders to heal up and now target down the Stalkers.
Yeah, and he depowered every gateway inside of the main as well. Just the relatively fragile Stalkers remaining. Most of those go down. 77 supply to 88, still a 30 worker disparity, which means the army is just crushingly large for aLive.
All he has is that one Colossus. Will a single Colossus help out here once again? Oh my god, it's going to get targeted down. 3 Marauders up pretty good, but so is a Colossus with +1 shields. But
GG! GG! Fnatic aLive is your champion here at IPL4. He wins $40,000 and claims first place.
And what a fantastic grand final. Unfortunately, Squirtle couldn't go the distance, but aLive grabs that final, will have the trophy, will have $40,000. He is a very rich 19-year-old right now.
No kidding. Let's